Hello everyone, this is Sai Krishna. Today I am here to present about regenerative braking of hybrid electric vehicles. So let us discuss about the regenerative braking. Here are the contents that I am going to discuss in this presentation, which includes introduction, history, principle of regenerative braking system, need of regenerative braking system, working of regenerative braking system, types and elements, advantages and disadvantages, as well as conclusion and my references. So coming to introduction, uh, we'll I will explain you about what is regenerative braking actually. So a regenerative brake is an energy recovery mechanism which slows a vehicle or object down by converting its kinetic energy into another form, which can be either used immediately or stored until needed. So generally, we move a vehicle with a kinetic energy that is like on the principle of law of conservation of energy. So this law of conservation of energy deals with the principle that is the energy is neither be created nor be destroyed, but transforms from one form to another form. So initially, in a regenerative braking mechanism, the electrical or the energy like uh, chemical energy or electrical energy, which is transformed into kinetic energy, as well as when we apply the brake to a vehicle, the applied energy or the kinetic energy is transformed back to the battery or the energy sink in the regenerative braking mechanism. So when coming to a traditional braking system, we all know that it is like having a brake pads that produce friction. Here, the frictional energy is important as with the brake rotors to slow or stop the vehicle. Additional friction is produced between the slowed wheels and the surface of the road. So this friction is what the car's kinetic energy into heat. So here the kinetic energy is turned into heat energy in a traditional braking system. So let us discuss the principles of regenerative braking. As I said, the law of conservation of energy is a major principle that is used in this system. That is transformation of energy from one energy form to another form. That is like kinetic energy towards a chemical energy or electrical energy to kinetic energy. Uh, that is the way of law of conservation of energy. So the most common form of regenerative brake involves using electricity is fed back into the supply system. Whereas in battery, electric and hybrid electric vehicles, the energy stored chemically in a battery. So when coming to the working of regenerative braking, here you can see the clear picture of regenerative braking that is in driving mode. So to have a vehicle to start and have a vehicle in movement, here you can see that we have three components, that is three sections, that is energy sink, motor or generator, control system. So from energy sinks, the energy is transferred to motor, and this motor transfers the form of this energy towards the kinetic energy and gives a momentum to the wheel of the car or bike or vehicle. The mechanism of this is controlled by the control system. When we see the regenerative braking system in a braking mode, the when we apply the brake in a regenerative braking system, here the kinetic energy is given back to the generator. Here it acts as a generator, and this generator in turn gives the energy to the energy sink itself. That is to a battery which contains of ultra capacitors or flywheels or hydraulic accumulator. So this helps in charging of the battery or the ultra capacitors, whatever the components that present in the energy sinks. In this way, we can utilize the energy efficiently, and no energy will be wasted. And this is also controlled by the control system. Nextly, when we come across the hybrid vehicles. So hybrid, when we call a system as an hybrid electric vehicle system or a hybrid system, when it contains two sources of propulsion. And a hybrid vehicle consists of a series of parallel and series circuits of motor and the ICE. Here you can see a clear picture of a vehicle that has regenerative brakes, engine, high capacity battery, and as well as electric motor. Here there is a clear picture of acceleration and braking mechanism in an electric vehicle. That is, and for acceleration, it is battery, battery to inverter, and inverter to electric motor or generator. But here it acts as motor for momentum that is given to the wheels. And when it comes to braking, as we apply the braking, the energy of the wheels, that is kinetic energy, is transferred to here. It acts as a generator, and in turn gives the inverter and invert to the battery. So here the electric motor generates a negative torque in the reverse direction while braking, behaving like a generator, hence recovering the energy. And next, uh, the working of regenerative braking. Regenerative braking is used in vehicles that make use of electric motors, primarily fully electric vehicles and hybrid electric vehicles. These are the types of vehicles we see the regenerative braking mechanism. It runs in one direction and it converts electrical energy into mechanical energy. When the motor is run in opposite direction, a properly designed motor becomes an electric generator, converting mechanical energy into electrical energy. This electrical energy then be fed into a charging system for the car's batteries. So in this way, regenerative braking system is seen in the electrical vehicles and it in turn charges the car batteries. And when we see the in this system like regenerative braking with flywheels, as we seen in the before slides, regenerative braking has an energy sink, which in turn has ultra capacitors, batteries, flywheels, as well as hydraulic accumulators. So regenerative braking with flywheels, in this system, the translational energy of a vehicle is transferred into rotational energy in the flywheel, which stores the energy until it is needed to accelerate the vehicle. The benefit of using flywheel technology is that more of the forward inertial energy of the car can be engaged even during relatively short intervals of braking and acceleration. In the case of batteries, they are not able to accept the charge at these rapid intervals, and thus more energy is lost to free towards the friction. So in this way, regenerative braking is used in the flywheels. So nextly, when we talk about different types of regenerative braking system, as we know there are two types, that is electrical regenerative braking system and next one is hydraulic regenerative braking system. Electrical regenerative braking system is common, means it is widely used worldwide, and whereas hydraulic regenerative braking system is newly developed concept of Ford Motors and some motor vehicle companies. Mm, Generally, in an electrical system, when we talk about electric regenerative braking system, which is driven by only means of electric motor, the system consists of an electric motor which acts as both generator and motor. Motor when in the type of acceleration and as well as generator at the time of braking. So the major components of these electric regenerative braking system consist of engine, motor or generator, batteries, as well as electronic control system. And during acceleration, the motor or generator unit acts, as I said, like electric motor, drawing electrical energy from the batteries or the energy sink and provide extra driving force to the move vehicle. During braking, the generator unit acts as an electric generator, drawing kinetic energy from the wheels and that provide back the electrical energy to the energy sink. The hydraulic regenerative braking system is the second type. This is to improve the vehicle fuel economy. An alternative regenerative braking system is being developed by the Ford Motor Company and the Eaton Corporation. It is called hydraulic power assist or HPA. In this system, when the driver steps on the brake, the vehicle's kinetic energy is used to power a reversible pump. The reversible pump sends hydraulic fluid from a low pressure accumulator inside the vehicle into a high pressure accumulator. This slows the vehicle and helps bring it to the stop. The fluid remains under pressure in the accumulator until the driver pushes the accelerator again. So in this way, hydraulic regenerative braking system works. And nextly, we come the Applications of regenerative braking system, where it is applied. So the electrical trains, metros in various cosmopolitan cities are having this regenerative braking system. As the Jaipur metro uses the regenerative braking system and saves 35% of electricity. Not only Jaipur, many of the cosmopolitan cities use these metros as their transport, and it is very efficient towards the conservation of energy and also utilization. Uh, Apart of this, many companies or motor vehicle companies such as Ford, Toyota, Porsche, Tesla, these all work over electrical vehicles, electrical cars, bikes, which in turn uses this regenerative braking system and helps in charging of the batteries and without a wastage of any energy. So this can be reused. Advantages of regenerative braking system. Here we come across the following advantages such as increase of overall energy efficiency of a vehicle, improved performance of a vehicle, emission reduction. Since it is electric vehicle, no emission is occurred, and reduction in engine wear, and also cuts down on pollution related to electricity generation. Increase the lifespan of friction braking systems. Small accessories. Less use of traditional mechanical brakes leads to less wear over time. So in this way, these are the following advantages, and in the modern era, these are the only thing mainly used or focused on transportation system. Next, coming to disadvantages, the added weight extra components can increase the weight. Since we have the energy sinks as well as batteries, inverters, and electrical sinks, uh, we have a weight extra components. Complexity, this depends upon the control necessary for operation of regenerative braking system. Cost of components, engineering, manufacture, and installation is high. Friction brakes are still necessary. Safety, primary concern with energy storage of high energy density. So safety and primary concern is a major issue on this, like where the energy is stored, how much the energy is stored, up to where one can move with a vehicle of charged batteries and high energy density. Added maintenance requirements dependent on the complexity of design. Since the electrical vehicle design is so complex that if there is any repair, it has an added maintenance requirement, like any electrical component damage, or it is not like a traditional vehicle since it has many components in it. So it should be like with robust and rigid. And it also another major disadvantage is like it cannot we cannot travel towards a larger distances when compared to a traditional vehicles. So this is also becomes a disadvantages towards the regenerative braking system, and there is no refueling. Like for a traditional system, there is a refueling for in the entire worldwide. It has a very rare occurrence of non-refueling. But for an electric vehicle, the charging stations are very less, and it is developing nowadays. So finally, concluding the presentation, the regenerative braking is an effective method of improving vehicles efficiency and longevity is already in use in many EVs. The technology to do it exists and is often well worth it. So mostly dependent on the wider adoption of EVs or further development of hydraulic regeneration system. So in this way, in the modern era, people are towards the electrical vehicles and hybrid electric vehicles, which are having a very big influence in the transportation system and as well as industrial sector. So in providing various charging stations and having an ecosystem built towards this electrical system is being developed nowadays, and this can help in conservation of energy as well as use of energy in an efficient manner without wasting of energy, and also in conservation of natural minerals which are or should be maintained for the future generation purposes. This also reduces air pollution, so there will be less global warming or emissions that will not pollute the environment. So in this way, I would like to conclude the presentation, giving the advantages and disadvantages of regenerative braking and the various methods and techniques that are used with the component systems. Thank you.